Have you ever wondered what would happen if your Social Security contributions went into the stock market? Well, I did. I'm Black Exile, chief editor at HailToTheMischief.com, and I wanted to know how Social Security compares to the overall stock market, so I decided to compare the two, and this is how I did it. First, I found out how much a household earning $50,000 a year would pay into Social Security, and that ends up being $516 a month. I took that $516 a month, I fed it into a simulator that models the performance of the S&P 500 over a given period of time. The time period I chose was 44 years to simulate someone not going to college, working from age 18 to 62. And then I found that the average Social Security benefit payment per month is $1,342, and I got that just for comparison. And you can see that right here, taken from this page from the Social Security website. Retired workers earning an average of $1,342 a month. So now, taking that $516 and feeding it into the simulation, what you see here is me using the S&P 500 with monthly dividends. And I apologize if this is small. If you have a larger screen, then great, but I'm going to walk you through it anyway. The simulation starts on August 1st, 1971, with an initial investment of $516. This first box shows the year end of 1971 having contributed for 5 months, investments totaling $2,580. And every year that goes by, we contribute $6,192, which is the $516 times 12. And so we follow this year upon year, and then what we find out as we go through this, I want to point out a couple things. This first box is the collapse of the tech bubble along with recession, along with 9/11. A lot of things were going on. The market got hit pretty hard. On this second box, this is the housing crisis. Again, the market got hit pretty hard. But if you continued with this for 44 years, the total is $5,859,522. That's $5,859,522. That's on a middle class income. So I thought maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I chose the perfect time period. Maybe I entered the data wrong. So I chose 4 different time periods. These are random time periods. The first one I chose was using Barack Obama's birth month of August 1961. Then I chose Hillary Clinton's birth month of October 1947. I chose Bernie Sanders' birth month of September 1941. And I chose Al Sharpton's birth month of October 1954. Now, if this same thing had been followed, $516 a month into the S&P with dividends reinvested on August 1st, 1961, Barack Obama's birth month, that would have totaled $6,129,883. For October 1st, 1947, which is Hillary Clinton's birth month, that's $7,219,850. This is off of contributions from a household earning $50,000. Starting with Bernie Sanders' birth month, $6,405,926. And utilizing Al Sharpton's birth month, $8,430,099. Again, a household earning $50,000 using their Social Security contributions. So then I got real curious and I wanted to find out what the best, the worst, and the average was, comparing it with $1,342 per month from Social Security. And after running this simulation 420 times, every single month, starting from January 1st, 1937, which is when Social Security payments first went out, the average is $6,489,502. The best return was if you started on April 1st, 1956, because that expired during the height of the tech bubble and values in the market were very high. At that point, you would have had $10,979,147. The worst one, now this is why I ran it, because I wanted to find the worst possible scenario of 420 time periods, and that would happen if you started March 1st, 1956, and it ended on February 28th, 2009. This is the height of the housing crisis, when the stock market was down over 50%, and still the value is $2,951,531. So let me put this into perspective. In order for Social Security payments to equal what you would get under the worst case scenario, you would have to be in retirement for 183 years, which means if you were just coming even today, if the Social Security payments were finally equaling today what you got under the worst case scenario, you would have had to retire 25 years before Abraham Lincoln was born. Before Abraham Lincoln was elected president. Before Abraham Lincoln was elected president. So what I just showed you, or what you've experienced probably, is a lifetime of people telling you how great Social Security is, how wonderful it is, how we need to maintain it, how we need to protect it, how it's there for you, how it's wonderful, how it's terrific. I spent 5 minutes telling you how it compares to the market. Do you believe that you've got the complete story so far? Do you believe that everyone's been open and honest with you? Secondly, the numbers that I gave you are lump sum amounts. They are what would be in your account. That's what you would have. For Social Security, you would have that $1,342. And then if you survived another 30 days, you would get it again. This has significant impact on your legacy, on future generations. It's significant. And Social Security trustees say that it's going to be insolvent by 2034. Now, if we're going to consider a solution to this, do you think that maybe the market could be part of that solution? Who needs to see this? People who are more idealistic over information, those are usually young voters who get very excited about things and jump into things before they have the full information. Anyone under 25, because they have time to let this compound if you are young. If you have that time, this can make a big difference in what you could end up with. People who are unaware of the things that I just showed you. This is simple I shouldn't say common sense, but it should be common knowledge. And please help me make it common knowledge. And those who believe Social Security helps the middle class and working families, you really need to see this. Now, do you still think politics doesn't affect you? The reason we have policies we have is because we don't know Bernie Sanders when we hear it. We judge our politicians not by what they say, but how they say it. We judge them by how clever they are rather than by how knowledgeable they are. The one who wins the debate is not the one with the best, the one who wins the debate is not the one with the best strategy, but the one with the best line of the night. And that's frustrating. So look, give me 5 minutes a week and you won't have these candidates because you'll know the facts. I want you to think about this just for a second. Have you heard anything from any politician or candidate that has been more valuable to you than what I just explained to you? Look, let me give you some disclaimers. Past performance is not a predictor of future results. And since you don't have a choice as to what you can do with your Social Security contributions, this obviously is not a recommendation. I'm providing something against which you can now make a comparison and decide for yourself what is in your best interest. So make sure you like this video, post a comment to tell me what I'm missing if I did miss anything. Subscribe to this channel if you want to continue the conversation, and I will talk to you soon.